Thank you for joining us at Festival of Fintech. I just wanted to get your take on how Indian fintech landscape is kind of doing in 2024, and what do you see the roadmap ahead when it comes to the sector? Is Are there any gaps and perhaps bright spots you could perhaps talk broadly about all
Absolutely.
these?
Great. As one of the topic of discussion in today's panel, the intervention of AI and ML is going to be a large leg that's going to be ventured this time. So this Zaggle, when we are in this industry, we are just not a fintech. It's a blend of fintech and SaaS. What we have been doing is merging both these fields. So probably the three pillars, what we call in our ecosystem is one is a payment, because that's where the fintech angle or the fintech vertical of our company comes into the play. There's a lot of real-time data that's been coming in, which generally corporates consume it as a second-hand framework. But on a SaaS platform, these information comes to us firsthand. So thereby, it clubbed with the workflows that corporates want, topping up with the AI/ML learning. I think that's the gap that we are trying to bridge as of today. There's a lot to do on this because corporates are dealing with a lot of siloed data in multiple packets. Corporates today are dealing with traditional legacy systems, which they are handling in-house, and they're also dealing with multiple vendors, where they are focusing, and getting all this information together is going to be a challenge. Today, when we speak to a lot of corporates, they are dealing with, though there are a lot of technology interventions that has happened, getting everything together in a very unified way is going to be a challenge. It's been a challenge. So that's what we are trying to bridge as of today. So we are getting the transactional information in the first-hand place, and then marrying it with a workflow, and then clubbed with the integration. We have an in-house integration system, which generally gets all these three elements together. So yeah, that's what probably we are doing in this space.
Right. Moving ahead, how do you see the panel kind of working out? You were in a panel, of course. What kind of discussions were kind of happening, and
Yeah.
what was your takeaway from it?
So ideally, we were discussing on the challenges when it came to data. So data is there all the place. Every corporate deals with a lot of data. The challenge comes in how they are looking at this data, because before the technology intervention also there was a little, the data was always there. With the technology intervention now, with the AI/ML concept coming into the play, how are they dealing with traditional data? There are a lot of bias information which is already happening because of the way they were dealing with data before. But now with the current ecosystem, how are they going to do? So the siloed information coming in packets is what going to be a current challenge, because the source is different, the formats are different, the missing information, the way people have already taken decision based on these siloed information, these are going to be the challenges. How to marry it? So currently, we also were discussing how AI would give their insights basis the data, which if a human is on the other side, the way that he would infer those information would be a totally different. So giving that bit of information to a CFO of company A and giving it to a company B, the way they would interpolate these data would be completely different. That's going to be a challenge. How people are going to adopt to AI with the element of human being it. Probably the analysis is to be left to people, but giving insights is something what the data should do. It should be completely unbiased. That all depends on the way you are giving the input in the first place. The whole analysis is as true as per the data that you are feeding into the system. So one of the thoughts were, "Jitna raddi bharoge, raddi bahar nikal ke aayega." So that was one of the point that we were discussing over there. We need to be very clear in terms of the data sanity and making as uniform as possible. So there are multiple sources of data coming into your system, and the data architecture should be in such a way that it's able to consume all data in a standard template. That's the only way it's going to consume. Else, it's all staggered all over the place. The analysis always will be broken.
Right. So, thank you for sharing those candid insights. We hope you have a good time in the rest of the time you spend here.
Sure. Thanks a lot. Thank you.